Again, Wakanda, the restaurant. Stand and face Jerusalem. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kwadash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwaka, Taba'a, Raptaza, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Bashemaya, Nathanael, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak, Wawak now, Wasalak now, Wawak now, Abaya now, Banasayawan, Abal, Awashai now, Gan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Baha'ala, Bahatapa'ara, Nawalam, Hashem, Yahushua, the water, Aman.
Oh, I forgot, my bad. My bad. The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, the heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your heavenly Father forgive your trespasses. More, the water beyond,
Shabia, be seated. Shabbat Shalom, Yasharana.
Shabbat Shalom.
Kan. Name is Elalakalal. To my left is
Brother Amon.
Kan. Toward the most about Shamash Gawashan on the Shabbat day. We come together with holy convocation as per the commandment in observance of the covenant of our forefathers made with the Most High. That we should honor him. Keep that agreement made with our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which was renewed with us, the sons and daughters of Israel, through our generations. Today, we're going to go over a topic that emperors of the Roman Byzantine Empire. As we know, the Most High set of kings take on kings, set of rulers take on rulers. Why? Because all powers belong to the Most High. Let's start with Colossians 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right. Everything we do in word or deed, whatever we say, whether we do it, and whether we do in the actual actions, we are going to do in the spirit of righteousness, in remembrance and in accordance to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and the Mashiach Yahushua. Let's go to Daniel 2, verse 20.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his.
See that? Wisdom and might are his, said Daniel. Blessed be the Most High forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his. Whatever wisdom we have, man, we got it from the Most High. Whatever might we have, the Most High give it to us, and the Most High can take them away at any given time. So it behooves us to continue giving thanks and praise to the Most High about Shamash Gawashai, hoping that he give us the ability to retain that wisdom and get might and power from him. Read.
Verse 22. And he changes the times.
Wait a minute. Skip 21. Verse 21.
Verse 21.
Okay.
And he changes the times and the seasons. He removeth the kings.
You remove the kings.
And setteth up kings.
See that? The Most High removeth one king and set up another king. The Most High removed one empire, set up another empire. We saw that on previous weeks. Or the Most High, when the Most High brought us into captivity under the Babylonians and the Persians, and all the kingdom was just changed from one nation to another. And the Most High has moved one kingdom, one nation from rulership, and set up another one. The Most High continually does that. Just like in his last days, right now, the so-called white men in America, they're ruling, but that's only temporary. That's why our people need to be aware of these things to know that, hey, it's not going to be like this forever. There's going to be a time when our people, even though we're scattered through the four corners of the earth, are going to come back to the rulership, just like we were in the olden days. Read.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth.
No, go back. No, give me the one down in 4:17.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
See that? The living may know, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man. So whenever you see all these different nations or different presidents or prime ministers or kings or whatever title they give themselves ruling, just keep in mind that it's the Most High who give them that rulership for a certain period of time. Understand? It's not by their own ability or their own might, but the Most High decrees that. So we, as Hebrew Israelites, men of the Most High, with this knowledge, should be aware of that and be aware that, hey, this rulership that they have is only temporary. Read. And given it.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men.
Yeah, right now we see examples of that the basis of men in high rulership, very high degree of rulership. Well, let me see the scripture that comes to mind when I see that. I think. Is it Jeremiah? Yeah, it's Isaiah 10. Let me see something. It's all right. I'll skip over. I was going to go to Isaiah 10 and 1, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. Read Daniel again. Let me get this.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Right. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will. And we all saw that also because the Most High took us out of slavery, out of Egypt. We were for over 400 years. Brought us through the wilderness and brought us to the land of Canaan, which became the land of Israel. And have us remove those Hamites, the Canaanites, from that land. And we were there for a certain period of time, and through disobedience, what happened? The Most High sent a nation to put us in captivity and then brought us back, brought the southern kingdom back to Jerusalem. And I said after being released by the Persians, we were there for a while. We went through the captivity. Went through the captivity again. The Greeks came in. Then we went through that. Then the Romans came in. And stands the most had different rulers, different nations ruling at different period of time. The Romans came in as per prophecy, and then what? The temple got destroyed. We got scattered through the four corners of the earth. And we got scattered through the four corners of the earth, and we were like sold into captivity, the slavery under the Roman Empire, to different countries within the Roman Empire through that time. We're talking after the Mashiach Yahushua. So the Romans are ruling, say, after the Mashiach Yahushua, after the temple got destroyed in 70 AD, and the Israelites were within the diaspora, within the metropolitan of Rome, within the vicinity of our homeland, but were scattered amongst the nations around the Mediterranean area. So we had another uprising like in 135. 135. Then after that, the Romans totally destroyed put us down, destroyed our homeland, our so-called empire rulership. So at a period of time, we were just basically serving the Romans. We were before, but we were up to this. But before we had some kind of a rulership, but we were paying tribute to them. But right now, Israel didn't exist anymore as a nation. Understand? It didn't exist anymore as a nation. We were just as servants in the Roman Empire. Okay, so this is leading up now to when, because like we just read, the Mosai set up different nations at different period of time and then take them down. So we're going to go into how and when the Romans, their rulership came to an end. Okay, the rulership that they had post the Yahushua, after the Mashiach Yahushua. Okay, so let's go to Revelation 13. Start from verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
This is John the Revelator talk. Okay, this is a vision that he has. John the Revelator was basically slavery under the Romans. This is a vision that he has. He was on the island of Patmos, which is an island of the Roman Empire. John the Revelator saw what?
And I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Right. This beast, the image that John the Revelator saw of a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So through the process of history, we could see those 7 heads and 10 horns are different nation that came out of the Edomite race. Different nation came out of the Edomite race. Even the 10 horns used to be referred to that European common market, but now we have different are European nations. Understand? So basically, those are different Edomite nations. Different nation that came out of the Edomite race. That's what John the Revelator saw. The 7 heads and 10 horns. And we have to know the horns represent what? Rulership, dominance, understand, power. Right?
Verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth has the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads.
So you see right there, it's talking about the dragon gave him his seat, gave him his power and his seat, great authority. The dragon is a Satan, so we don't. Whatever power is whatever power. We know the Most High said of kings are not take on kings, but when you see when a certain nation ruling and they're not ruling in accordance to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, you know they get their power. They get their power on. They get the power from Satan. You understand? The Most High all that to get Job 9:24. So we understand. We understand that our powers come from the Most High, but the Most High would allow. As we proceed, we're going to go to other scriptures to show that Most High allow this wickedness to continue for a certain period of time until this kingdom is taken down. Job 9:24.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So for the earth to be given into the hand of the wicked, that means that at one point in time, it was in the hand of the righteous. Understand? But now the Most High give the earth to the wicked, meaning what? Everything that's going on in the world right now is being done by the wicked. It's being done in contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Which goes back to the scripture that first we just read of the dragon gave this beast. It's a different nation that came out of the Edomite race, so-called race. His power and his seat, the thought and his seat, meaning that his throne and his and great authority. To get all that from Satan, because what the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, let's go back to Revelation. I finished Job, but then go back to Revelation.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who's a judge? A judge is someone who is very proficient in the law. He's very knowledgeable of the law. You cannot be a judge unless you were a lawyer previously. Understand? So you have to know the law in order to be a judge. So who was given the laws? Only us, Israel. So when the scripture says the wicked covered the faces of the judges thereof, I mean what? They covered the identity of the Hebrew Israelites. They have taken on our identity, or they have pushed us to the side. So the name of Israel, just like in Psalms 83 says, the name of Israel shall not be remembered anymore. They covered the faces of the judges thereof. They covered our identity, stolen our identity. That's why the people in the Middle East go around and call themselves Jewish. When of course, they're converts. Read on.
If not, where and who is he?
If not, where? Where are the judges? Where are the Hebrew Israelites? If our faces weren't covered. Where and who is he? So who's this? Who are the Hebrew Israelites today? That's what that's saying. Read no more. And I'll go back to Revelation.
The book of Revelation,
verse 3.
Chapter 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads, as it were wounded to death.
And I saw one of the heads, one of the nations that came out of Edom, Esau, as if it was wounded to death. Okay, so read on.
And his deadly wound was healed.
And his deadly wound was healed. Meaning what? He was injured. He sustained an injury, but the injury got, through the process of time, the injury got healed. Read.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
And all the world wondered after the beast. The beast, which is which is Esau. Okay, we're going to examine this precept by precept. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Now, historically, before, like we just said, Rome was ruling Israel and other nations throughout that territory. Understand? Post Yahweh, after Yahushua. And so So historically, we know that Septimius Severus, when you see that the heads, and it's one of the heads as he was wounded to death. It's talking about the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire losing its rulership, its power. So we're going to see, when did that happen? When did that happen? It happened in 193 AD. And we're going to examine exactly how it happened. Okay. Before Septimius Severus came into rulership, you had Commodus, who was a son of Marcus Aurelius. Okay, we're talking about Marcus Aurelius. He was adopted. By the Roman ruler. That's we're talking about 140 something, 140 or 141 around there. Because he started ruling. He started ruling like in 160. Marcus Aurelius started ruling in 161. He ruled from 161 along with his brother, because they were both adopted by the Roman king at that time. And he ruled from 161 to 181. And he had many wars that he was fighting against the Germanic tribes to the north of the Roman Empire, and also the Parthians to the east of the Roman Empire. I'm just trying to visualize this. To the north of the Roman Empire, which Roman Empire was basically stretching from North Africa up to like Italy, going east, including our homeland, including Jerusalem, and going east of Jerusalem, and even north of basically stretching from the northern Africa up to the southern Europe, southwest Europe, and extending all the way east to passing the homeland and go down north. That's basically the Roman Empire. So Marcus Aurelius, some people contend that he was a Jake. I wasn't able to confirm that. So I know that Septimius Severus, and I got it. It's certainly documented. I'm gonna want someone to read this from this book right here. Imperial Rome, Great Ages of Man. All that is documented in this book right here. I don't know if the camera can see this. All that is documented in this book right here. So later on, I'm going to have someone read where it's documented in the scripture, in this book rather, of the nationality and so-called race of Septimius Severus. So all those are documented historically and scripturally. So this Marcus Aurelius, he ruled from 161 to 181. And his son, after his death, he waged many war against defending Roman Empire against the Parthians to the east, and then the Roman and the German tribes to the north. Now when he died, his son Commodus ruled from 181 to 192. Okay, then when Commodus his rulership came to an end by the end of what do you call it, a general by his name again, General Pernia. Let me get this right. Good name. The general was the ruler of the Praetorian Guards, which was the name of the Roman military. Understand? And he had them killed Commodus. His name was Pertinax. Let me get his name correct. His name was Yeah, Pertinax. That's correct. That's his name, Pertinax. He took over from Commodus. He had them to kill Commodus. That was in 192. Understand it? In 192. So in 192, and this is basically when Septimius Severus started coming and came into the picture. Understand? Septimius Severus, he was born in Libya. He was actually born in Libya. Like I said, the Roman Empire included North Africa. As you know, Libya is in North Africa. Understand? And as you know, before we went over the Punic Wars, Carthage, which is now modern day Tunisia, that's also in North Africa. So the Roman Empire stretched in North Africa. Also at that time, the Roman Empire stretched as far as even Britain. Okay, so Septimius Severus came into power. In 193 AD, a time what they call the year of 5 kings, the year of 5 emperors. Understand? Year of 5, because after when Pertinax came into power, Septimius Severus. Let me read. He had two main rivals. He had Pescennius Niger, who was because there were different generals. There were different generals, different parts of the Roman Empire. One of Pescennius Niger, and he had Pescennius Niger, and he had what's the other general? Claudius Albinus. He was in like the western part of the Roman Empire, like in Britain. And Pescennius Niger, he was on the eastern side, which is the Syria. Okay. Now go to let me see. Now go to Revelation 20. Start from 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Right. So this angel is Septimius. It's not an actual angel that like descended from heaven. It's an angel that, where angels that mean messenger of the Most High. Coming up from heaven, came to what? He's coming out of the nation of Israel, which is rulership. Understand? Having the key to the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit is represented. He's talking about Europe. Why is Europe referred to as the bottomless pit? Because that's a place where we can see doesn't have much resources over there. You may have the oil in Russia, but when they check it out, when they're drilling out the earth for minerals and all that, that there's no end to where you're drilling, but there's not much resources over there over in Europe. There's oil in Russia. Other than that, there's not much. I mean, Europe is like an industrial country, and they make great cars over there. Germany, France, and Italy, and all that. But as far as resources go, all the resources where you get those resources from, the Middle East, the oil, the minerals, and all that, and of course in Africa, South America, Central America, the Caribbean. That's where you get all the resources from. That's why I refer to Europe as the bottomless pit. Read it from verse 1 again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan.
Right. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. What's that great chain? Great chain represents what? Slavery. What do you do with a chain? You chain someone up, put them in slavery, in captivity. You bound them, you confine them. That's what that's talking about. So as I said earlier, this Pertinax who was the guard, the general and over the Praetorian guard, which was the military of the Romans. He was murdered. He was murdered that same year. Like you said, the year of the five kings. He was murdered. He was murdered in 192. And when he was murdered, now the Senate, which was the government of Rome, they set up this guy they call Didius Claudius. I'm gonna read this in the book right here. I don't know. I'm gonna go to page 141 in the same book I just read. And it's gonna mention. Read it some here. Chapter 7, end of greatness. It's a reference to end of greatness. Is referring to the end of the rulership of the Roman Empire. The rulership of the Roman Empire by the Edomites, being replaced by rulership by Jake. So read it from where you said I have it highlighted. Read it for me.
Imperial Rome, chapter.
Hold it for the front of the book. Yeah.
Imperial Rome, chapter 7, end of greatness.
Right.
But Didius Julianus, which was the winner's full name, had brought himself a dubious claim. Armies based in several of the provinces.
See, this is when Pertinax was who came into power after Commodus was murdered. He brought himself a dubious claim, and he what? He basically just bought the seat, right?
Had already proclaimed their own commanders.
Read it again. Yeah.
But Didius Julianus, which was the winner's full name, had brought himself a dubious claim.
Brought himself a dubious. What does dubious mean? Doubtful. It's not credible. Understand? He basically put himself up as an emperor, but he didn't get that seat legitimately. That's why it's dubious. And this was in 192. Didius Julianus, right?
Armies based in several of the provinces had already proclaimed their own commanders as emperor.
See that different section of the military proclaiming their generals that they back as emperor instead of this Didius. Instead of the Didius Julianus. Understand? So he didn't get the full backing of the entire the military. So there were different factions in the military now, basically jockeying for this rulership, this throne. That's what's going on right in 192. Read.
And one of them, Septimius.
And one of these generals, Septimius Severus. Read.
Septimius Severus, African by birth.
African by birth. I see the African because they said African by birth because he was actually born in Libya, but we know that he's from Carthaginian heritage, and we know that the Carthaginians are Hebrew Israelites. Understand the same territory Hannibal ruled. Understand that's the heritage that is from. Septimius Severus is from. born in Libya, born in Africa, in Libya, of the same Carthaginian heritage. Read.
African by birth,
Mm-hmm.
a commander of the Dunavi, now marched on Rome and deposed the new emperor by auction.
So he marched on Rome and deposed this guy, Didius Julianus. That's what it is. That's how he came into power. After this, Didius Julianus basically tried to buy the throne. Understand? So that's when it's 193 AD that when Septimius Severus came into rulership. So this is basically, as far as we can certify, confirm that the start of black rulership took place in the Roman Empire, 193 AD, by Septimius Severus, when he, being a general in a military might, with backing up other Jakes, marched into Rome and overthrew this Didius Julianus, the general, who had basically bribed himself into trying to get this throne. Read.
Marched on Rome and deposed the new emperor by auction.
Mm-hmm.
Severus' cardinal principle of government was simple: take care of the army and the rest will take care of itself.
See, so basically what is that's his principle right there. Take care of the army and the rest will take care of itself. So treat your men right, if you get paid on all that, the proper promotion for your work, and what, they'll be loyal to you. So that's what happened. So he treated his men right, paid them, you know what I mean? Give them what about the power of promotion that they deserve based on their action, and they helped to depose of this guy, Didius Claudius. Didius Julianus. Now, so there was that's basically the same year. You had Didius Julianus, one emperor. Then you also had Marcus Aurelius, Claudius, and Pertinax. They were the same year. Septimius Severus had two main rivals, who were Jakes. Pessinus Niger, who was a general in the Syrian portion of the Roman Empire, and there was another general. His name was Claudius Albinus. So what did he do? He fought and defeated them, put them to death, and then he became the sole ruler of the Roman Empire at that time, 194 AD, right there. Okay, so he ruled. You can go back to the scripture now. That's enough of that. So Septimius Severus ruled. He ruled from 193 AD to 211 AD. But before his rulership came to an end, he brought his two sons alongside him to rule alongside him. First, he brought his oldest son. In 198, he brought his oldest son. His name was Caracalla, Caracalla, Caracalla. And the son ruled with him from 198 to 209. Actually, before then he brought his other son, Geta, from 209 to 211. Now Caracalla was the sole ruler of Rome by 211 to 217. Understand? 211 to 217. Now this Caracalla, he died in 217. Now, when Caracalla died in 217, there was no one ruler in Rome who ruled for any long period of time. See this right here with Septimius Severus and his sons? That was like a dynasty which extended from 193 to 217. So that was like 17 plus 7, that's 24 years. That dynasty extended for 24 years, from 193 AD to 217. That took place in 24 years. And after Caracalla, his oldest son, died in 217, there was no one ruler in Rome who ruled for any long period of time. Understand? So as a matter of fact, for the next 65 years, there were like 60 different emperors of Rome. 60 emperors of Rome. And no, they were not all dead. There were like 60 different emperors of Rome over the next 65 years. So if you add 65, let me see, give my calculator right here. 65, 217, 65. So that basically up to 282. From 217 to 282, there were 60 emperors. So because of that now, the Romans said, yeah, we can't continue this. We can't continue like this.
They must have been in a mess.
It's too much of a power struggle going on. Too much of a power struggle going on. So one of the emperors, his name was Diocletian. In 284, it says he came together. He had a meeting, a consultation, a council with other prominent men in the Roman Empire. Said, yeah, we have to come up with a way to stop this competition, this rivalry for power. You got it? That sounds like very good.
Mark 3:24.
I read.
Book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
Right. So there was a lot of civil rivalry going on, like civil wars, internal conflicts and all that going on. And in the meantime, the German tribes, the German tribes to the north was giving them a hell. And the Parthians to the east was giving them a hell. They were raiding the Roman empires, just plundering the empires, taking on looting empires, and taking on all kinds of things from them. So Diocletian said, we gotta find a better way to stop this rivalry, so we can sustain our empire. So they came up with what they call it tetrarchy, a rulership of four kings. So they divided the Roman Empire into 4 different territories. They divided the Roman Empire into 4 different territories with one empire. They're sharing the empire around 4 different emperors. This is what 284. And this happened from 284 to 306. So basically from 16, that was like 24. That 16 and 16. That's another 24 years. You got 4 empires ruling. So
That was 20 how many? You just said
from 284 to 306.
306. Huh.
Right. If you do the math on that, you see that's 24 years.
Huh.
Okay. So the kingdom was divided into four territories. So you had Constantius Chlorus, Chlorus. He was given Britain, Germany, and Gaul. Basically, he was given the northwestern part of the Roman Empire. Then you had Maximian. He was given North Africa, Italy, Spain, and Portugal. Then you have this Diocletian. He was given Egypt, Israel, Syria, and so-called Asia Minor. Then you have Galerius. He was in like Greece and the Balkans. So that's how the Roman Empire was divided among four rulers from 284 to 306. So one of them died. This Diocletian, he died in 305. You understand? He died in 305, and this Maximian, he had a son by the name of Maxentius. Now his son took over from him. His son took over from him, and then when Constantius Chlorus, he died, and his son Constantine. Constantine the Great, the same Constantine. He's the son of this Constantius Chlorus, who was the ruler of the northwestern part of the Roman Empire up until 306. God.
I'm confused. Was he a Jake or a Edomite?
What is that?
Because I'm hearing different stories about Constantine.
Constantine was a Jake.
Okay.
Constantine was a Jake. Understand? He was not righteous Jake, but he was a Jake. Understand? We probably already, yeah. It's the same Constantine, who brought about the Council of Nicaea in 325. Same guy. Okay, it's the same guy who came into rulership in the 306 when his father died. His father was Constantius Chlorus. Basically, this Constantine now, he wasn't satisfied with us ruling one part of the empire. He didn't like that at all. He thought, hey, I want this whole thing for myself. So what did he do? He started attacking the other areas. He went back to the civil rivalry, attacking the different territories until hey, the Most High was read on. The Most High gave him power. The Most High weakened other kings, and Constantine became the man at that time of 306. Understand how he attacked the Parthians, those different nations on the outskirts was attacking Rome. He attacked them and brought the spoils back. But the spoils back into to the Roman Empire. And they gave him a lot of respect, a lot of props for that. So from that time on, he became the main man he became the sole emperor of Rome. Understand? Septimius Severus came into rulership 193 AD, and Constantine came in 306, and then he became more prominent from like 320, 325 AD. So that's when basically Jake started solidifying their rulership in Rome. Understand? So now let's get back Revelation.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 3. And cast him,
Stop on one again.
the book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Yeah, the Septimius Severus putting the Romans in the putting the Romans into captivity from the time of 193. Read.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
They laid hold of the dragon, and they laid hold of the dragon of Satan, which we know with Esau is the physical counterpart of Satan, carrying out Satan's work, which we just read in Job 9:24, with the earth being given into the hand of the wicked. Read.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years,
So I'm bound him 1,000 years. So that's how long, basically, generally speaking, that's how long Israel was ruling the Byzantine Empire, ruling Europe, 1,000 years bound. So during that period of time, Esau, hold that, give me Job.
Which one, 30?
Job 30.
Okay.
During 1,000 years, Esau was what? Confined, man. Into slavery, driven into the mountains. They lost their power. This is when Jacob was ruling all over Europe.
The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained.
Right, because right now, look at what's going on right now. The so-called white men, they came from us. Understand? You're younger than I. They came from us. But now they have us in derision. They're ridiculing us, and niggas, spicks, wetbacks, all those derogatory terms, confining us to get us in slums. But back in the days, when in our time of rulership, we would have distinct not to sit amongst us. We would not have them amongst us. Read. But right now, it's the opposite. It's the opposite right now. When they move to Esau's neighborhood, what they do? They move out.
Yeah, and they get gated communities, like in Parkland, so you can't even go past their community. You got to go around it. They start to get gated communities.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know the neighborhoods. Right? Exactly. Try to be, just get one Jacob in there and see what happens. You see them moving out like crazy. I'm gonna take over. That's all they can do, because whenever we go, you have to, you know what I mean?
Yes, in the spirit, I worked out there amongst those places. In the spirit, he saw this one man, he didn't want nobody next to him, so he brought both lots. He had a mansion, but he brought the land next to him just so nobody want to live next to him. That's their spirit. Yeah, it's gluttonous.
Part of it also got the hiding something. They do something that they don't want nobody to see. They live in a kind of lifestyle, right? Which other people would condemn. That's why they don't want us around them. Yeah. They're pretending that because they think we're criminals, we're bringing the property body down and all that, but they got something they try to hide. Read.
I would have disdained to have them set with the dogs of my flock.
And the dogs, we didn't want them around. We didn't want them around our dog. Read.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me.
Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me. What can they do for me? Our strength comes from the Most High. Our promotion comes from the Most High. We don't need their strength to do anything. Read.
And in whom old age was perished.
And in whom old age was perished, what? They have a certain time, we're going to go into that in Obadiah. Also, let you know, hey, when you come goes back in the rulership, and the nations build up our walls, there's a particular nation that's gonna perish. We're gonna go into that Obadiah 1, not in a little while. A particular nation is going in whom old age is perished. Understand me? What? They're not gonna be around forever. All the other nations, we're gonna release after the captivity, we're going to release them back to their respective territories. But Esau is going to be totally annihilated. That's right. According to the scriptures, according to the prophecy, the book of Obadiah. In old age is perished. You know what? Their days are numbered on this earth.
That's right.
That's what that's talking about. Read.
In whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary.
For want and famine they were solitary. Right. I mean, they couldn't even provide for themselves. Right? That's why they're eating all these tree roots and all those things that people wasn't eating.
They be doing that on YouTube still. They still do that on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a spirit that's in there. Read.
Fleeing into the wilderness in former time.
Fleeing into the wilderness in former times. Read.
Desolate and waste. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
See, that's how they were living. Instead of living like animals were living, man. They wasn't living as as normal people. They were living like just randomly eating in the bush around them for survival because they didn't have any kind of structure or any kind of farming activity going on where they could provide for themselves. There's more? God, real.
They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
Yeah, they were driven forth from among men like vagabonds, man. You know, like a vagabond, you got to keep an eye on them. You see them coming out. You have your food around you. You see them, you put the tables around you, your fruits and all that. You see them lurking around, trying to steal some. Yeah, that's how they were living. Read.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valley. That's how they were living. In the cliffs of the valleys. Read.
In caves of the earth and in rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Let's go back to Revelation. That's an history right there of the so-called white man was living back in that time. When we took them down. When we drove them from amongst us. Understand? I think the ones some we had captivity, some we had basically doing our work, building up our empire, serving us in the Byzantine Empire. The others just the vagabonds just we don't keep them around us because of the lifestyle and the spirit that they had on them. Go on.
It was the original Neanderthals, right? The Esau, it was the
Neanderthals. Well, I think that this Neanderthal they're talking about, that kind of go I don't know if that goes to it feeds into what they call the theory of evolution. You know what I mean? Because as we know, as we read last week, we know the Most High created all human beings. Nobody evolved from another one. You know what I'm saying they were like base men, but at least they were still human as far as the physical structure. I understand, but it wasn't like one of those like a species of of a different kind other than humans. So
the Neanderthals was a human, right? It wasn't like a beast, was it?
I gotta look into that, but I guess people I refer to them as like offshoots of some like evolved from you know what I mean? Yeah. We evolved from something that's not human. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not gonna say they were humans. I understand they were human just like us, but they were not civilized. Understand? They were after they were brought down. Just like you read in Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar, when Nebuchadnezzar, when the Most High took away the spirit of wisdom from him, you know what I mean? He was living like a wild animal, eating the bushes and all that. So yeah, that's exactly how they were living. That's how Nebuchadnezzar was living. Exactly. So that's exactly what that was. They were human beings, but they was living like that, uncivilized. Lost their mind, yeah. Free. No, go back. Go more than that. No, go back to Revelation.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20, verse 3. 20, verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit.
Bottomless pit, that's talking about slavery in Europe under Israel, under the dark nations. Read.
And shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should not deceive the nations no more.
Right, because you know, once the seal is set upon him, it's like the Most High set down there a time constraint. Understand where Israel is ruling, so Esau, so that they can't be pushing any wickedness. Why it's because Israel is ruling right now. So Esau, they can't push their doctrine and the philosophies and the lifestyle, which all go contrary to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. If you read the life, if you ever watch some documentaries, man, about how the emperors of Rome were living, man, like this guy Caligula, all those guys, man, all the lifestyle they was living, homosexuality and all those kind of things, man. Bestiality, all those things that was norm to them. You know, so all those things, I mean, those things couldn't go on while Israel was ruling. Understand? Because that's a seed that the Most High said. Read.
Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
See, I said till the 1,000 years be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. So the 1,000 years, his 1,000 years was already fulfilled. That's why I read in Revelation 13 where it says the head was